Alright, so we've all seen a ton of different booktubers do this, and I just think that it's always really entertaining, so I had to do it myself. I'm Andy, and these are my top 5 unpopular book opinions. Diving right in, I'm just gonna get this one out of the way. I don't like the Mortal Instruments series. I talk about it all the time. I'm sorry, Cassandra Clare. I just don't like the two main characters. I know people think I'm crazy, especially to my sister Elizabeth, who is so excited for me to read those books. I'm sorry, I don't like them more. Then we've got Suzanne Collins writing the epilogue for Mockingjay, which I really loved. So many people hated this, and it's just widely upsetting. They don't like how the story ends. They don't like... Okay, I'm gonna say spoiler stuff. It was bad enough that Prim died for people, but then to see that Katniss doesn't get a happily ever after ending really upset a lot of readers. But I loved the epilogue. I thought that it was just happy enough. You know, her and Peeta do enjoy their lives together. People move back to District 12 and like farming and things are happening. Everything is going up, but the scars aren't just magically erased, which I really appreciated. It felt so real, which made the nice parts even more heartwarming, in my opinion. Then I want to talk about In Real Life. This graphic novel was recommended to me by everyone, and everybody talked about how it would be this really empowering sort of feminist, F yeah, girl gamers moment, but I really didn't feel that. I didn't get a feminist impression from this at all. I felt like it was a completely different topic, and while there are girls gaming, and I guess by example that could be interpreted as a feminist novel, it was just not what I was expecting, and therefore I was pretty disappointed. Then I'm going to talk about Harry Potter. I'm holding up book 2, but this kind of applies to all of them. I'm sorry, but I can't stand Ginny Weasley. I know most people really grew to love her as she got older and therefore mature, and I do think she improved a lot over the series, but to me, she just never stopped being Ron's annoying little sister. Instead, she just grew up to be someone who developed an air of arrogance, and that certainly didn't help. That one's especially hard because it's like she's the youngest of a big family, she's a redhead, I feel like I should relate to her so much, but no, she just really annoys me. And my 5th and final unpopular bookish opinion, I really don't care for John Green's writing style. For so many people, Looking for Alaska and Fault in Our Stars are their favorite books, but I just don't care for them. I haven't read all of his books, but I have gotten through a few. I actually couldn't even finish Looking for Alaska because I just didn't like it. I just find his writing to be really unbelievable. There's this disconnect between teenagers shouldn't be seen as just stupid and useless, which I definitely agree with, but then he elevates them to a point of no longer being realistic. I also think he has a tendency to do dream pixie characters, which is a big no-no for me, quite a bit of insta-love, and I don't know, I can't really get into it. Even when I read them as a high school student, I found myself thinking, I don't know anyone who's actually like this. And those are my unpopular book opinions. I hope that you don't hate me for saying something against potentially your favorite book. I'm sure you have opinions that I would just scoff at and completely disagree with. But that's why it's great that there are so many different writers out there in the world, because they're all producing enough stuff where we can each find things we love and hate, and maybe even some things we kind of love to hate. If you agree or violently disagree and want to correct my thinking and prove to me why I'm wrong, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I always think it's entertaining to read, and I will see you next time.